man, chat man. I know y'all probably done heard about the BTB story. I know y'all have. Y'all had to have heard about that BTB story. He was on Vlad. He was on Vlad basically motherfucking explaining how how people tried to rob him. His girl popped the nigga in the house. Nigga died. Y'all heard about that? Couple hours after it's either a couple days or a couple hours after the interview dropped, he posted the picture in a nigga in the apartment where it happened. A couple hours after he posted the picture, the nigga is dead. This is crazy. It's tough. It's tough. Can't be doing shit for views and shit. Can't be doing shit for attention and shit like that. Niggas doing shit for likes. Tough. But now, we finna get a breakdown from our boy 1090. Finna see how our boy 1090 break it down. Because, this was some Houston shit we ain't know nothing about. We knew nothing about it. But the chain of events that happened so quickly. Nigga house attempted robbery happened a few weeks ago. Interview drops. Picture drops. He dies. It's tough. Let's hear it.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with me. For this video, we're going to be speaking on BTB Savage being shot and killed just days after his Vlad TV interview. February 3rd, 2023. Just before 11:30 p.m., the San Antonio Police Department responded to the Augusta Flat Apartments after reports of a shooting. Officers arrived on scene, making their way to the 4th floor, where they located an apartment door with nearly a dozen bullet holes going through it. Inside,
at first I was like, I should just go do the research, like plenty, because it's news articles and shit. But this is why I fuck with 1090. He did the research for me. Now we get see it all getting broken down for us.
Inside the apartment, a man lay dead in a pool of his own blood.
Tough.
He was identified as 34-year-old Omar Richardson, a convicted felon who just recently was released from federal prison after a 33-month sentence for distributing marijuana with a Draco. He was on federal supervision at the time of his death. Officers would be notified of a male gunshot victim arriving at a local hospital, and investigators would be sent to speak with him in regards to the shooting. 26-year-old Daryl Gentry had been shot in the elbow, suffering a fracture, and had passed out at the hospital from loss of blood.
Damn.
Once awakened and comfortable, he broke down to investigators what had happened. Going by the name BTB Savage, Daryl explained he's a rapper who was asked for a feature by someone he somewhat knew. Being that it was already late, Savage just wanted to get the feature over with and make his money, but when he said he was missing certain recording equipment, the alleged artist named Ishmael claimed to have it, which set off a red flag in Savage's head. He hesitantly decided to invite them over anyways. They'd arrive in a vehicle with multiple people inside, and Savage would ask who they were, as he was unsure if they were just dropping Ishmael off or planning on coming inside. Ishmael would say they were his crew, but said to just let his uncle come, and asked if his uncle could use the bathroom. His uncle was really his stepfather, Omar Richardson. Everything was cordial on the way to the apartment, but Savage would notice how when Omar went to use the bathroom, it seemed he was taking the opportunity to look around and see who else was inside. Savage had been alone with just his fiance and his 4-year-old son. Getting the equipment ready, Ishmael would notice he was missing something, and Omar, the pretend uncle, would tell him to go get it. Another red flag as Savage wondered why the artist was going to get the equipment instead of Omar.
Exactly.
Ishmael would leave the apartment and
you gotta be on your toes. You should have even did the feature like that night anyway. But you gotta be on your toes, man. You can't be out here buddy hungry. He was out here buddy hungry. He said, I'm gonna invite them niggas over late at night. See? Gotta be on your toes. You knew it was sketchy. You still said, I'm gonna invite them over. They got money. Fuck it.
Savage would lock the door when Omar would say he wasn't on that type of time before pulling out money to show nothing funny was happening. He'd compliment Savage's chain, ask if he could smoke, and the two would start rolling up when Savage took out his own gun, placing it on the counter. At that time, Omar grabbed the gun, asking him what type it is. Savage would tell him he's making him uncomfortable and ask for the gun back when Omar turned the gun on him, pulled his own gun out, and aimed the second gun at Savage's fiance who was sitting on the couch. He demanded the money Savage was seen flexing on Instagram and demanded his jewelry. Savage would go to take off his chain when Omar moved in, and Savage wrapped up while the two wrestled to the ground as a shot went off. Savage's fiance was able to get control of one of the guns while Omar was on top of Savage. She fired twice, striking Omar while the two continued wrestling on the floor. As the two wrestled in blood, shots started firing through the front door into the apartment by gunmen outside. His fiance would fire 2 shots back out the door when Savage told her to shoot Omar again. She'd aim, fire, and strike Savage in the elbow, fracturing his bone while his arm went limp.
Damn.
She'd shoot Omar again as the bullet wounds now started to take a toll on his dying body as he tried to get up only for his legs to buckle. He'd then crawl while Savage placed his hand over Omar's, firing the gun to empty out the ammo. Once Omar realized he was defeated, he started begging for his life. Savage would take his sleeping son and fiance from the apartment, leaving Omar to die as they made their way to the hospital. Investigators would tell Savage they were ruling the shooting as self-defense, and behind the scenes, a relative of Omar's would reach out to Savage, telling him his brother was in the wrong for what he did, especially with Savage's son being home. He'd further state there was no beef and they were willing to accept the loss, and it would seem things would be able to move forward without consequence until social media lit a fire.
Yeah, social media.
Vlad TV would get in contact with BTB Savage for an interview, and according to a source close to BTB, had to somewhat convince him to do the paid interview by promising how viral he'd become and saying he'd promote the mixtape. Those close to Savage, especially family, warned him to leave it alone.
What? Is that real? Let's hear that one more time. So he didn't even want to do the interview.
Those close to BTB had to be Savage for an interview, and according to a source close to BTB, had to somewhat convince him to do the paid interview by promising how viral he'd become and saying he'd promote the mixtape. Those close to Savage, especially family, warned him to leave it alone. This interview would be the match that lit the fire.
Man.
March 26, 2023, Vlad TV would post a 31-minute long interview titled BTB Savage on him and his girlfriend killing a man who tried to rob him.
That's
With the
fucking
views
tough.
rising, BTV saw how much he could capitalize off the situation, and 2 days later, posted a picture of himself standing in the dry blood from the crime scene with a caption reading, "Fast forward to death day, make him meet his maker. Broke, beefing, make his mama throw a fundraiser." BTB was now mocking the death of Omar, who he technically didn't even kill, and Omar's family didn't hesitate to respond. A member of Omar's family sent a message promising to make his mama cry how their mama cried. Savage's own mom would call him telling him to take the picture down, but he wouldn't do it. He told her the man deserved what happened.
Damn, I didn't know a lot of this. See, that's what I'm saying. It would have been a lot of research I would have had to do to find out all this. W. Jake, man, W. Jake. So everybody, because I did see that his friend had posted on Instagram, said that he told him how he was moving. That shit wasn't even, that ain't how we supposed to be moving, shit like that. To sum up, he wrote a big ass paragraph to sum up the story. Damn there. Yeah. But, yeah. If I find that motherfucker, I'll slap it over here. But yeah, sum up story he told about it. How he supposed to be moving. And I don't know, his mama even said something too. That's tough. Tough cookies, man.
After trying to rob him and threatening to kill his family. He said if it had been him that died, they'd be bragging about it online. And he was right. March 30th, 2023, BTB Savage would post 2 more graphic pictures to his Twitter at 5:04 p.m. An hour later, he'd be found dead. His white Mercedes was sprayed with bullets when 2 shooters opened fire from within a vehicle before getting out and gunning him down. Witnesses described the shooters as wearing all black with black shades and the suspect vehicle as a black Subaru. Officers arriving on scene immediately determined the shooting was targeted, with well over 50 shots having been fired, but wouldn't understand the motive as BTB was killed in Houston, 3 hours away from San Antonio. A source close to the rapper says he was told to leave San Antonio, if not the entire state of Texas, after the failed robbery attempt.
You should have.
Instead, he chose Houston because he had friends there, or so he thought. Fellow YouTuber Seti Nash would highlight the fact that the internet has indicted a Houston rapper after a self-incriminating post. BJ got banned.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, I did hear about this as well. This was too much incrimination right here, bucko. I am not gonna fucking lie. Oh, black people. Oh, criminals, I should say instead. Oh, man. Gotta be smarter criminals. What the fuck?
Man would apparently take the Instagram with the post reading, "Hey, somebody tag Vlad TV ASAP, goddammit, and tell his ass BJ trying to see when he gonna do another interview with that BTB Savage guy. Probably never again, huh, doggy?"
That's tough.
The post was deleted soon after, but was said to have been posted before BTB Savage was even identified as the victim.
Damn.
What's even more interesting is the fact that his almost all black
outfit. They said that these niggas was all black with sunglasses on. Nigga, you have on all black right now. With sunglasses on. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay.
Outfit and black shades closely matched the description of the shooters that hadn't even been described yet.
Exactly.
A source close to BTB Savage states the picture of BJ was taken near the crime scene, and those that played a role in BTB's death were present at the crime scene after the fact.
Damn.
It's also alleged that one of BTB's own friends who had a key to where he was staying let one of the men involved in the murder into the apartment, where they stole all of BTB's clothes, money, and jewelry. A family member of Omar would take to Facebook saying, "We having a block party tonight," followed by Bank of America sent that hit. They got tired of him taking their money.
Damn.
The same source that provided me with information for this video has told me law enforcement received all the video evidence from the attempted robbery incident involving Omar. There is even more evidence involving BTB Savage's murder, which is now being investigated by the feds, and arrest can be expected soon. 26-year-old BTB Savage, or Daryl Gentry, was a rapper who portrayed to be a scammer, but in all actuality lived a very different life. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio, he'd moved to San Antonio at the age of 6, where one of his brothers was receiving cancer treatment. An honor roll student, Daryl would graduate with a 4.0 GPA.
That's usually how it be. You know, they usually do be, you know. And they try and portray this other life that they don't need to portray, you know. You need to just stick to what you know. Everybody trying to not be what they is. Be you, man. Ain't nothing wrong with being you. A lot of scammers is smart. My nigga. You could have been doing plenty other shit. See, you know how to market, you know how to design, you know how to do something with computers and shit. Man.
Following in his mother's footsteps and joining the army. Daryl wasn't from the streets, but understood to succeed in music, he'd need to look the part. He didn't portray to be a killer, and when a man tried to rob him, he fought back while his fiance was able to wound the man so their family could escape. His biggest mistake was listening to the people that never cared instead of hearing those who did. His family warned him against speaking on the incident as the other family grieved. But the thought of the biggest interview of his career was too tempting. Knowing how rappers' careers infamously blow after beating murders, he saw the potential in him posting those pictures. While he could have taken his life in any direction he wanted, he chose to rap, chose to do that interview, and unfortunately can't change his decision. Now, I spoke with a reliable source that's very close to what happened. And that's why in this video you hear me say some things that don't exactly align with the Vlad TV interview that BTB Savage gave. But trust and believe, everything that took place inside of that apartment was recorded on video from inside and outside. Now, there's a lot of different ways to feel about this. He was mocking the death of the man that he didn't even actually kill. His girlfriend did, but he saw a way that he could potentially blow up, and it happens all the time. Gucci Man is infamously tied to a murder. They're saying that he didn't even commit now. The Baby has been tied to a murder. Not even a murder, it was just a self-defense shooting inside of a Walmart. I mean, there's so many different rappers. Chief Keef, when the whole incident happened with Lil JoJo, even though he didn't directly have anything to do with it, it added to his infamy. And because BTB Savage wasn't the biggest rapper, he most likely saw the potential in the situation. And he was being told, look, you could take advantage of this. We can do an interview, it'll blow up. He was probably being told by other people he knows to go do an interview and talk about it and do this and do that. And he listened to those people. He listened to the people that never cared instead of listening to the ones that did. And I'm not blaming Vlad TV in any way, shape, or form. I want to make that clear. I said he got killed days after the interview because that's exactly what happened. I said the family was infuriated by the interview because that's exactly what I'm told by a source close to the situation.
Like I said, somebody who knew him posted something saying something
Vlad
like
was
that.
doing his job and offering whatever he offered. Hey, come on my platform and talk about this. And people pointed out he never even asked him about the music. I mean, he can ask whatever the fuck he wants to ask. It's his platform. At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure we all know why he was given the opportunity to go up there. Now, could he have done the interview without the pictures? Yeah. But he made that decision as well. Now, as far as the rapper posting, hey, Vlad, ask him to do an interview again and all that, I don't even know what to think. If he ends up getting booked for that, that's you played. You know what I'm saying? And if he doesn't get booked for it and was just clout chasing the situation, that in itself is just another thing that's like weak, you know? You got some people that will actually be involved in shootings and murders and try to benefit off of it. And then you got people that ain't even involved that try to involve themselves for the fame, for the clout, and for the attention. But drop y'all thoughts in the comment section.
Attention is a drug, man. Attention is a drug.
Mother's Cash App.
And he's a W. He definitely dropped her Cash App for motherfucking the son. W man's 1090 on God, Dre 1090 be going crazy.